Hi everyone, it's Nikki here, and it's time for a little stitching update. I was doing really well in February. I managed to get my page finished just after the end of the month, and I do love how it turned out. If you watched my last video, you know I hand painted some satin to help make the lily leaves, and I hand painted some scrap fabric so that I could make that lovely green leaf. And then I used some wool to create those stems so that they were a little bit thicker. I also hand painted this fabric here, and I made these little ruffles and then just stitched on some greenery. And of course, a few little white flowers there. And this butterfly was printed on the fabric piece that I used. So I just sort of outlined that in gold and did some stitching and added a few beads there in the center of my lily. Decided not to actually sew these down. It's a little bit more dimensional because they're loose. They're just all nicely held together in the center there. And I was really happy with how that turned out. So I thought, oh, look, I've got this. This is great. Let's move on to March. So, with the theme being vintage or recycled fabric and bright butterflies, I decided I wanted a white background. Now, that should have been pretty simple, except I realized my stash is quite small. But I managed to find a few things. This is a piece of a satin pillowcase that was due to be thrown into a recycle bag, but luckily when I had the clean out, I kept some of the pieces, and I'm very grateful that I did. This piece in the middle here is an old white sheet. Now, I often coffee dye this and use it for journaling and stuff, but I have got some white, so I popped that down. Somewhere in my stash, I have this, I don't know where on earth this came from, but this is a piece of fabric that's designed to be, you weave the ribbon through and create a ruffle. I don't know where I got it from, but I had it. So I popped that down there just to fill that gap. There's a little bit of lace here. And then this top piece was actually, it's a very thin white linen hand towel. I have no idea where I got it from, but it had this embroidery on it. So I cut a piece out and I popped that down, and I've sort of tacked all this down, and I went, oh, great start. And then the procrastination hit. And honestly, I have just racked my brain. I could not make a decision on how I wanted to do my butterflies. Finally, I have come up with a plan. I had this was a Thai silk cushion cover, of which I cut it apart for a junk journal that I'm currently making. And this is from the back. So we're going to have a few big leaves. We've made that decision. Then this is from a tablecloth. Honestly, I don't know where on earth I got it from. It's covered in flowers, but I quite like that. So we're going to do something with that down the bottom. We'll do some stitching there. No idea what yet, but look, at least I've made a couple of decisions. Then I raided my stash to find some bright colored fabric. What I wanted to do was to stamp some images and watercolor them or something like that onto some fabric, but guess what? All my butterfly stamps are really tiny. So I went, okay, that's out. I thought about actually fully hand stitching a butterfly. I know that won't happen because I just don't have time. Look, came up with all these plans, threw them all in the bin, and after raiding my stash, I found one little square of hot pink. Please don't ask me why I had one little square of hot pink, but I did. So we have one butterfly. Then I found this little leftover, it was literally just a triangle. Again, I have no idea where I got this from, but I love the colors. So we now have two butterflies to play with, and they will literally just about finish the page. So my aim now is to get these stitched down. I will do black around the edges. That much I have decided. This one here, because I don't think there's too many checked butterflies out there, I will embroider it, and I think I might even use some beads. I haven't decided yet, but we're going to start playing with that. And this one, I will definitely do all the outlining in black as well, and then maybe add some pink in, you know, maybe slightly lighter tones. But at least I will have bright butterflies, and I have finally made a decision of what I'm going to do. Honestly, I didn't realize this would be so hard. Yes, I have been very busy. I'm also in the middle of doing a junk journal challenge, so that of course has taken up a lot of time. But there's nothing like a bit of procrastination to help you get absolutely nowhere. So there we go. I thought I would show you what my plans are. I will now get stitching, and if by some sheer miracle I get this done by the end of the month, that would be fabulous. If not, oh well, hopefully it won't be so hard to make up my mind what we're doing in April if the prompts suit. Anyway, just a quick update. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're enjoying doing all this stitching. I am, as long as I can decide what I'm going to be stitching. So that's it for today. Take care, everybody. Stay safe and stay healthy. Bye for now.